Guys, welcome. We're on the part 2 video. Got some cool nature stuff. I know I'm in a different scene. I've been at my grandparents for a little bit of the winter break, but so this is going to be the update of this series. And I know there hasn't been like much of other clips being put into it, but don't worry, we'll get there. So anyway, we're going to talk about the main key points and highlights of, I guess, the time spent away from YouTube and stuff. So here we go. All right. So I don't really know where to start because there's so many different ways and I guess parts of the video I could start from. Should I move over there? I'm in a really weird sitting position. We'll see for now. Anyway, so basically so I got a job. Yeah, we're fucking moving over there. We're doing it. Bro, I'm so tired, bro. I pulled an all-nighter. Look how peaceful that is. Alright. Anyway, see my brother sleeping. Bro is so tired. I would be too, to be honest. I'm sick. One thing I will say, this tripod is kind of hard to get used to, but once you get it, it's good. Muy bueno. You guys see me okay? Yeah, looks pretty good to me. Let's get this right on here. Whoa. That looks a lot better. Move this. There we go. Alright. Is that mic light kind of annoying? I can't really hide it though. Alright. Hold on. Got my brother in the background sleeping. Okay, so basically that. So I got a job and I've only been there for a total of about 20 work days, so pushing a month, I would say. I mean, I don't really count like, oh, I've been there for a month, but I only did that's 4 weeks, but it's only 4 days, but you're not counting the other extra days, like days off, for example. So that's why I said 20 actual work days, so barely a month. And I like my job, and I guess kind of like what I do, I just assemble like scopes. It's pretty cool actually when you think about it. I actually really enjoy the building part and putting it together. I think it's a lot of fun. And I work with good people. But it's not something like, I would see, myself doing for the rest of my life. But that's just me personally. But I think for me is, I kind of mentioned before about what I really want to put my investments into and kind of what I guess I want to spend, if that makes sense. And well, for me, like, people ask, why don't you rent out a place, or why don't you do this, or why don't you, I don't know, do this or that, or blah blah blah, or go to college, or do a trade, or when are you going to school, or whatnot. But I think the thing is, like, especially with boomers, it's so annoying. They say, oh, like, when are you gonna move out, let's say, get an apartment or a rent. The thing is, rent is very expensive, and for my job, I could barely afford rent. Like, if I found, and it's so stupid, I think it's the dumbest shit ever. I think it's a fucking waste of money. For example, so there's a brand new apartment complex and there's a studio, and this is real. Now the studio was very nice, like it was very modern. I thought it looked great. But a studio is like not even a bedroom. It's like one whole like small room combined with like a bathroom in a separate area, but it's like, bro, you don't. It's not like one bed or one bath. It's so it. You guys know what a studio is. And for like brand new, it was $1,600 to $1,900 a month, and that some places were with like all the other bills and stuff you have to pay, and some weren't. But with rent, you have to, for most, if not all the places, you have to pay last month and this month's rent. Let's say it was a one bedroom, one bathroom. Let's say it was 2 grand a month with everything. For the first month, I would have to pay $4,000 to stay somewhere for 1 month. And most places make you sign a contract, whether it's for 6, 8, 10 months, or 1 year. Sign a contract with their complex or whatever, their agency. I don't know. It's so stupid. It's like, for me personally, I think the biggest thing is the day that if I get big on this and we do a good job and everything works out, I think my biggest thing of advice is like people don't invest in themselves as much as they should. And what I mean by that is like, why now, for the people who own the real estate or whatever, it's good money for them. They're very smart. They know people will pay that shit. It's easy for people who make 10K a month, let's say, even after taxes. They're like, oh, 2 grand a month for rent. Like, it's not really much to them. But me personally, I still think it's a waste of money. Like, if I made 10K a month, bro, I would be owning places. I wouldn't be renting an apartment. Like, what the hell? And for me, I think it's stupid because why would I put in 16, 17, 18, or 2 grand a month? That's just going away. It's like throwing away money. And do you know how fast a month goes by? And then you have to do gas, phone bill, car insurance, health insurance, and like food and stuff, all of that crap. If you want to go out and have fun, if you want to buy things for yourself, but it's like that's issues. Like with the rent, you're not gonna be able to afford shit. And it's like you don't even have enough money invested in yourself. Oh, maybe I want to do dinner or something, or I want, it's like, oh, but I won't make enough. Like where I'm sitting, it's like, bro, I would be wasting all my paycheck on living in somewhere that's not giving back to me, bro. Like what the hell? So stupid. It's like I'd rather save that 2 grand a month or whatever, or that whatever I'm paying for rent, to save for a down payment on a property or something, and then use that to buy an actual place and own something where you're not paying numerous amounts of money that are just basically getting thrown away. Or you can put it towards, if you want to do a house or have your own property and sell it, or flip it for real estate or to rent out to people. I know that's funny. So now you're renting to other people, but like just for the business mind, like that's what I would do. I would do something other than, it's either, it's like the saying, you either producing or you're consuming, right? And I think it's smart for the landlords and the owners and real estate that they have that. Obviously, it's very profitable, but like those are for people who can't afford it or just don't know or don't care. But like for those of us who are like, man, like this is like, like we just know it's kind of bullshit. It's like it's not worth it, and that's just me. But I think a majority of us can agree how expensive rent is. It's crazy, and it's like you pay more for less, but just not worth it. So, but honestly, yeah, it's crazy. So if you ask me, and also another thing too is a lot of, especially Americans, they don't understand is like a lot of different, most, I'd probably say 99% of different cultures and countries, all the families like live together for a while. And like think about it, like Muslim households, like they all live together in one huge house. That's why they're so powerful. It's like they work together to be stronger family. Like versus where American families, it's selfish. They don't care about their kids or their mom or their dad, or like not all of them, most of them, and they're not. Christian as they claim. Like, if you want to meet real Christians, you meet Orthodox Christians, but American Christians are a joke. They say, oh yeah, like, oh, you're still living at home, or yeah, as soon as my kid turned 18, I kicked them out. And then it's like, a lot of times you'll find these dudes homeless or struggling, or they like are depressed as hell. It's like, why have a kid if you don't give a shit about them? Then they say, oh well, it's good to like teach them how to be on their own. And it's like, I get where you're saying to some point, but like, it's not really working that way. Like, bruh, you guys been saying that for so long, but then you look at the effects it really has. It's like, bro, it's let me fix this. It's like, it's not really the smartest thing, and that's why so many of the American family, especially now American family household, have problems, or like they're not they're more of best friends with their parents than they actually are real parents and kids. Like, it's whatever. But I mean, obviously I'm not saying like stay home and live in your mom's basement. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like, just ignore those idiots, bro. Like, most of the time I ignore most Americans like in their shit because they're pretty stupid most of the time. And it's funny I'm saying this because a lot of people know me to be like something else, but like, in general, I tend to be pretty surface with a lot of people, but it depends like who you are, and like in general, like I'll be like my actual self and stuff. But I don't mean to be dishonest. Like, now I'm gonna be honest with you guys on my whole channel because that's a promise I made in the beginning. It's like, I'm gonna do what all those other guys said they did, but I'm not gonna snake you or pull any shit. Like, for example, Ivan Gaji or whatever. A lot of people like him. I don't like him. I didn't like him since the first day, not because I'm just being a hater, but like, dude, I just didn't get a good vibe from him. I was like, man, like, not liking, like, dude, I think he's a scammer. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know about this guy. And then I started looking into it, and I was like, okay, like maybe he's fine, maybe he isn't. We'll see. And I saw like a ton of videos come out recently about him being fraud and scamming and a liar and stuff. And like, I watched the videos. I'm like, holy shit, I knew it. Like, I knew it since day one. I had a feeling about this guy and kind of the way he pushes his videos. Once you kind of do a lot of research and you like watch some things about like, God, what's the word? Whether it's stoicism or just kind of the things on the mental way of things or manipulation or all of the like the mental side of things, you can kind of like understand now when you watch his videos. Now you're like, damn, okay, like that makes sense. I know there's people that met him say, oh no, he's a really cool guy and he's smart, he's very successful at a young age. Like, I know there's nothing wrong with that, but like, the thing is that we praise a lot of those people that are very considered high up as to be good people or saints. But like, the biggest saying, the best saying was when Andrew Tate said, there's no light without dark and dark without light. That's the truest thing. And this goes the same thing for him. Like, he claims to be Muslim, but he's a fake Muslim. And that really made me disappointed because, bro, like, I mean, but then again, I kind of saw in the beginning, I was like, yeah, he's awesome. Then he says a lot of funny things and smart things and dumb things, but I think he's good in the long run. But for him being fake Muslim, like, bro, that was just bro, that was terrible, man. And I think he has bad ADHD or something. Like, bro, I don't know what happened to Andrew Tate, dude. But again, I'm not saying I dislike him, but I'm very disappointed. But, I'm 50-50 with him now. It's like, bro, especially about lying about being Islam and stuff. Anyway, so, but aside from that, the biggest thing, going back to what I was saying, is if this works out, I would say invest more into yourself. So basically, I'm not saying like go gambling or lottery ticket or go buy a bunch of drugs. No, no, no. I'm saying like smart investments, like, you work hard, you've been working towards a goal or a dream or an achievement, and I guess kind of reward yourself. But aside from rewarding yourself all the time, like all the years you wanted something or save up, or now you can have the money or the time or the ability to get something or do something, it's like, go ahead and do it. Like, don't let other things and your job or like something that is trying to control your life get to you, bro. Like it's your life, man. Like, bro, like step up. It's like I think there's so many people that just let others and their job just take control of their mind and their capacity and their soul and stuff, and they just kind of like, I guess, fade away, if that makes sense. But I see things that, like, funny videos that say, oh, like me working my 9 to 5 job. There's that one guy, I don't know his thing, he's on Instagram saying how he loves his 9 to 5 job, and it's like, oh, like, this is what I'm doing. I mean, it looks depressing as fuck. But I mean, he likes to do it, okay, but it's like people saying, oh, this Matrix shit is so dumb. Yeah. All these people that say, oh, I want to escape the Matrix, like, oh, it's so stupid and cringe. Like, for me, like, people don't understand the real meaning behind it, and they just hear it and they're like, oh, it's dumb, it's dumb. But when you think about it, it's like, yeah, bro, like, how do you not see, I guess, the meaning behind it? I mean, I guess it's not for everybody, but personally, when someone says, I want to be a free man, free spirit, and live a free life, for example, I don't see anything wrong with that. People say, oh, that's cringe, it's dumb, and like, okay, if you want to be under a company, retire when you're 60, 65, go ahead. I'm not saying it's, I mean, go ahead. Like, you can do that. But, I mean, it's just, I think, depressed and sad people that are jealous that there's other people living their dreams. But aside from that, like, there are people who are out there that want to work that 9 to 5 job and say the Matrix is cringe. And then there's people who say, like, I don't want to be an NPC for the rest of my life. I don't want to retire when I'm 65 and not be able to afford a house and only have 1 kid or 2 kids and get married to a wife that walks all over me. Like, there's most down to earth, most actual dudes with a pair of balls don't fucking want that. Most betas want to be pushed around by their wives and retire when they're 65. Like, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I know older generation doesn't really count, but the younger generation, like, they're kind of lost, especially college age, bro. Oh my god, college is terrible. Unless you're really going to study. Like if you're some Asian and your Asian parents are studying, making you study, be a doctor or something, that's different. But in general, college is a fucking scam. So aside from that, though, um, I just don't feel like people invest in themselves as like, hey, get yourself a nice outfit or something. Like start if you want to, like start presenting yourself nice. Get a haircut, maybe like get your if you have facial hair, get it done or trimmed or something. Buy yourself a watch or nothing crazy, but people say, oh, that's dumb, that's dumb. But like me personally, I'm very passionate about how I present myself and then how I dress because I feel like when I dress nice or casual or I dress decent or whether if it's really nice, I love doing that because it kind of like sets the tone for me. I feel pretty confident in general versus where if I'm going somewhere kind of important, I'd be wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. Like, bro, like what? Like, I don't understand how some people do this. Like, I want to dress nice. I want to present myself nice so people say, hey, you know, I'm so and so. What's your name? You can, I mean, it opens up your opportunities to meet so many great people instead if they see you dress like a crackhead. It's like, all right, like, okay, I'm really going to want to talk to you and stuff. But there's people who argue and always want to be different and say something else. Like, if you want to dress like shit, go ahead. Saying you can dress what you want, be what you're comfortable in. But I'll tell you something, bro. When I was at the mall a couple weeks ago, when it was really busy near a little before Christmas, I think, or Thanksgiving, yeah, Black Friday actually. I went on Black Friday. Sorry, I went to the mall, and the dudes my age, my brother's age, and a little older than me, like 90% of the guys. This is the most thing that stresses me out the most is, bro, 90% of the guys there around our age were dressed like fucking thugs and shit, bro. They looked like trash bags. It was terrible. It's like I only saw a couple dudes around our age that were dressed like normal people. But all the other guys were a bunch of fucking copy and paste Edgars and retards and like they have their huge fucking poofy hair, and they're like stupid jeans, and like, bro, like they all wear the same thing. And I'm like, and they all like are in the freaking shoe store buying Jordans or something, like all acting around like they're in gangs or they're thugs or they're some tough shit, but it's like acting like a bunch of kids, bro. And it's like, what happened to men being like, what happened to being a gentleman, bro? Like all of that shit's out the window. Just a bunch of thugs and idiots, bro. Just a bunch of druggies. Like, it's sad. It's like, bro, like, are you guys really looking at yourself before you go out and go in public? It's like they think they're cool and they're tough shit, but like, bro, people look at you and they're actually like, what the hell? I mean, why are you dressed like that? Dress like a fucking man, not a child. I swear to God, bro. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But that's what I'm saying. It sets the tone. Like, if you are in the, let's say, my situation, all the guys around your age group are dressed like that, and there's a few couple who are maybe in suits or in a nice dress pants and a polo or something, or maybe a nice sweater and like that look really nice, whether if it's new or older style, like people are gonna kind of be like, hey, they might think you're older, they might think you're younger, they might think you're, whatever, they might come talk to you, or they might treat you nicer, they might say hello to you, like, bro, or they'll just, even the, I know it sounds really weird, but like even the sense of, I guess, you kind of stand out. Like, if you were just walking, you see all these same Edgars and thugs, you're like, oh, who are these losers and stuff. But then you see like Tristan Tate walk past you in the mall, and you're like, who's that big guy in the suit that's tall, handsome as fuck, and dressed super nice? Aaron's like, damn, who's that guy? They're gonna forget about those punks. You know what I mean? Like, the younger generation is so screwed up, but that's the majority now. The majority of the younger generation is just, it's just a pothole of crap. So aside from that, though, moving on, there's just so many things, like, other than, let's say, clothes, or when I like buy yourself a camera, some microphones, a tripod, or something, that will help you, I guess, to what you want to do. Like, if you want to do YouTube, buy mics, buy a tripod, buy the camera, buy the chargers, buy the bag, and just go on, have fun, and make videos. Like, invest in yourself so you can, like, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Me buying this stuff literally changed everything for me. Most people say, oh no, like, oh, money can't buy happiness, or these things can't buy any of your happiness. But if I didn't have any of this, I wouldn't be doing this today, bro. I wouldn't have made so many cool videos when I was at the food carts, and like none of this would be happening. And I had so many amazing opportunities just because of this equipment. It made me be like, yes, I got so much nice equipment. I can actually do all of this properly, and I can go out and do these things, and which I did. And my experience was like 10 times better than what I expected. So that's what I'm saying, is people are just too afraid to like invest in themselves, man. It's just sad. But aside from that, we'll talk more about that next time. Is what else that we did was spend a lot of money, and I kind of have a habit, but at the same time, it really helps me, not in a weird way. I'm not saying like gambling, lottery tickets, or drugs, but I mean like, hell no. I mean like actual equipment, bags, clothes, things for the car, or let's say if it's a subscription, like, I guess I want to try and spend my money on things that are, like needs and wants and stuff. I know some of them were kind of unnecessary, but regardless, it's like it still had a purpose for me, and it actually, everything had its purpose, which was very weird. So why'd you bet that was pointless? I'm like, to you it might be, but because I got this or that, it changed this part of my life for maybe the rest of my life, or something I will never forget. Like, that's crazy. And most people don't see that. And it's sad, most people are so like conditioned and occupied in their 9 to 5. It's like they don't really think outside of the box anymore. It's like it's very surface level. So, but other than that, though, man, we did so much, but I've been staying here for a while. Christmas, we had some fun. Did a little dinner, but man, this video is going to be long now. I feel like this mic isn't working very well because it keeps getting moved around, so I'm just going to hold it. So, yeah. We're going to make another video. So we have the small update, the series right here, and then the next one's going to be after, and we're going to talk a little bit about 2024.